You're this perp back with another video. Just got done watching season 3 of You, and it's been a while. Thank God that Netflix gives us those recaps, and I think this was the better recap because that really kind of refreshed my memory very quickly. We are back. We got Joe Goldberg, and we got Love Quinn back at it. They are married, kind of like a forced marriage almost. If you really think about it. But these two are back, and I'm gonna mainly talk about these two and a little bit about some of the newer characters that we get introduced to. I want to get into some of my dislikes and likes, because I definitely have some dislikes about this season, but I could see where this is going with the season 4. I'm very interested now because now in going into season 4, we're going to have a completely different location change. We're going international. That's going to be really dope. I'm curious to see how that's all going to unfold and whatnot. So yeah, let's talk about season 3. This current season just wrapped up. Let me know how you guys feel about this whole entire series. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. So, man, this show is so interesting and fascinating to me because it's literally it literally started with Joe's character. Joe is pretty much a serial killer slash stalker. He's obsessed with certain women. It's just something about specific women that he's into. He ends up killing, or and they really explore his past as well. You see flashbacks at, at him as a kid, and really getting down to the bottom of why Joe is the way he is. And he is kind of mentally broken because no one ever really loved him. He's always been by himself. He's never really had friends. He's really never been good at socializing with other people. Everybody else is weird to him, even though people look at him as the weirdo. So from season 1 up until this point, him trying to kind of really manage and fix his life and not give in to his urges, it was starting to work for him because it seemed like he was better as a one-man team. But until he came across Love Quinn, we got introduced to in last season. She is a very fascinating character. She's definitely a wild card, very inexperienced, really fresh to this whole killing thing and just being a murderer. Very trigger happy, not literally, but she she doesn't really know how to plan things out as well as Joe. And you see that as clear as day that Joe is much better at this than Love. And that's kind of throwing Joe off at the same time. But at the same time this all stuff is going on, they're trying to balance their marriage. They're trying to make it work. They have a son now named Henry. And it almost starts to look like they're having this like perfect family moment. They move in. It's this basic suburbs, it's your everyday looking type of suburb. But then things went left because of Love and her obsession with Joe. She gets kind of jealous very quickly. One of the neighbors was kind of like, it seemed like she was flirting with Joe, and she kind of went left and ended up killing her, which really started to kick things off. And I really like that they didn't waste any time. We got right into it. This sets everything off. This messes everything that they kind of were trying to build up to. Joe just wants to live a normal life, but when you have such a past of killing people and stuff, that's going to haunt you. That's going to always stay with you. And both Joe and Love are not good people. They definitely try to be good people, but end up failing because they realize deep down inside they are really monsters. Everybody kind of has some type of demons in this series. The most let me speak on like the other characters, like the new characters that we get introduced to. So as this whole mystery starting to unfold, like, yo, what's going on? What happened to the neighbor's wife? Where did she go? And the husband, he starts to become obsessed of finding out who or what happened to his wife. Like, somebody must have killed her, which, he starts to put two and two together. He even goes as far as to hack into everybody's like security cameras and stuff. You even had a character end up killing himself, which was really wild and extreme to kind of see. Um, there's a lot of dope things that happen in this season. Like I said, it's mainly focusing on Joe and love and their marriage, and I do like the marriage counseling scenes. Those were really dope. I think those were some really fascinating scenes and really started to unfold what they really feel about each other, what the temperature is with their relationship, how long is it going to really last, and man, how this all wraps up. Well, I'll get into that very shortly. Let's dive into some more of these other characters because we have Theo, that's the son of the guy that's looking for his wife. Um, he's kind of a simp. He becomes obsessed with love. I guess because it's like that puppy dog love. It's just like he hit it once and he just couldn't resist it from there. On the other side of things, you had Joe uh finding this one girl named Marianne. She works at this library. Joe's always finding chicks at libraries or like bookstores. I think that's another like thing of his that he likes. I don't know. She's kind of annoying. I didn't really like her character. Um, I'd be okay if we don't see her character in season 4 at all. But I will say the most annoying character, and I think everybody will agree with this, is Sherry. Sherry is the most annoying character in this whole entire series. I could not stand her. It's interesting though that her and her husband were probably the only not the only survivors, but they survived that whole being in the cage. And I do like that Joe and Love rebuilt the cage together. It was all about teamwork in the beginning, but then as they started kind of going their separate ways, they became more distant and they started to hate each other even more as each episode progressed. They kept hiding secrets from each other, not being truthful. Love's out here just killing whoever. She's really reckless. You could tell the difference between her and Joe as far as experience, because Joe always thinks of multiple scenarios. So I'm like, all right, if I do this, this might happen, or if I do that, that might happen. So I really like that dynamic and how they kind of they kind of place all these other side characters in here because the side characters really don't matter. Everybody's here to just watch Joe and him interact with the people that he's interacting with, whoever that may be for whatever season. So the things I didn't like as well, Sherry was another one. The whole anti-vax stuff and just the whole pandemic stuff, I could done without. They could have just done something more unique and creative with it. But overall, I'm really satisfied with this season. I think it's definitely their best one. They wrapped up a lot of storylines or potential, or leaving the door for potential returns for certain characters. Maybe Love's not dead. Whoops. That is a spoiler. I want to talk about that ending because that ending was pretty wild. You know, it got to a breaking point for Love, and Love was just completely out of it. She was just fully on just killer mode. And she got a little bit too cocky. And she underestimated Joe and ended up getting herself killed. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if Love does pop back up in season 4. But I really like this show. It's really interesting to see serial killers trying to live normal lives and failing at it. I'm curious to see what Joe's going to do in France, what's going to be out there for him, what type of danger, because that's a whole different element because, you know, he's so used to being, you know, in the States. It's different over there, I should say. So I think this show's going to have some legs, man. I think they're getting to an end game. I don't see this going past like 6 seasons, but we'll see we'll see what happens. I could see them announcing that season 5 will probably be the last season. I would like to see Love survive that whole altercation and hunt down Joe because he pretty much gave up the baby. I don't know, man. Just I don't want this review to go any longer than it already has. But let me know your thoughts and feelings. Let me know your predictions for season 4. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.